Hey, this is Professor Bergstrom, and I just want to give you a quick overview of ME1800 in C 2021. So C term 2021, ME1800 overview. We'll talk a little bit about the syllabus, talk about how we're going to do the labs for both on-campus and off-campus learning, and expectations. I want to talk about my expectations, and I want to ask you about your expectations. So this is the third time in 12 months that we've redesigned the class. This term may have the most uncertainty of any of the terms since we got into this COVID stuff. Right now, the school says that after 2 weeks, we'll be back to the TechFlex, assuming that everything goes well with our testing and onboarding. And we're prepared for that, but at the same time, we're prepared to teach the entire class remotely if it comes to that. So right now, what I'm going to be releasing is the labs and the lab materials that everybody will do, whether they're on campus or remote. Depending on when people who are going to be on campus come back on campus, we'll have lab activities that we can do in the lab, but since we don't really know for sure when that's going to be, we're going to wait until we get official notice from the school, and then we're going to lay all that out so that you don't end up with expectations that can't be fulfilled. With that said, you will be able to learn all of the material whether or not you come to the lab. So if you're even if we get back to TechFlex, but you've decided to stay remote this term, you'll be able to still do all of the learning. What you'll miss out on is the opportunity to get that muscle memory and to get that experience of pressing all the buttons on the machine tools in the lab. With that said, you'll still have the opportunity to do that when you get back on campus. Anybody that's gone through one of these remote learning versions of ME1800, we welcome them to come into the lab. And as people start coming into the lab, we'll be setting up special sort of, I don't really want to call it a crash course, but yeah, let's go with that. We'll set up some special crash courses for people that have been through ME1800, but they didn't get a chance to do the labs. So let me just make sure I'm looking at my notes here. All the required activities will be online. I said that. You'll be able to learn everything. You all have an opportunity to come in. As we do the labs, and so we're going to have, part of the class is going to be lecture oriented, part of the class is going to be lab oriented, even for times that we're fully remote. In the lab, about 50% of the time anyway is spent learning how to use computer software, and you can do that from anywhere. While we do that, we actually have peer learning assistants, PLAs, who are students who have recently taken ME1800. They will be helping go through the learning materials both in the lab and in the virtual labs that we're going to be doing where we work with the computer. So the PLAs are students that have recently taken the class. They've got experience helping people. I found that for me to teach you how to do some of the lab things is very difficult for me to do that, because I don't remember what I didn't used to know. But if a student has recently learned the material, they remember what was hard to learn, and it's easier for them to help you learn that stuff. So I set the big picture, but we use the PLAs to help with the learning part of that. So the PLAs will still be working. The thing that everybody's excited about is the syllabus, right? And especially the grading part of the syllabus. You all know about the cheating part of the syllabus. Don't cheat, right? The grading part of the syllabus, we're going to do 5 quizzes this term. The quizzes will each be worth 15 points, so that's 75% of the grade. The 5 quizzes are 75% of the grade. You will have an unlimited number of attempts to complete each quiz. So there's no reason not to get 100% on each of the quizzes. With that said, each time you retake the quiz, it won't necessarily be exactly the same questions. The questions will have the same content, but it won't be the same numbers. So you can't just game the system to figure out what the right answer is. But you have 100% or unlimited attempts to take the quizzes. That's worth 75% of the grade. We're going to have a CAM final project. Now, CAM is a computer-aided machining, computer-aided manufacturing software. So as we're going through the class, you're going to be learning how to use the CAM software. There'll be a CAM project that you'll be graded on. All the other CAM work will be for you to use to learn how to do the CAM project. CAM project you'll be graded on. That's 10% of the grade. There will be a group project that you'll be graded on. That's 10% of the grade. There'll be groups of 3 students. We'll get to forming those groups in roughly the second week of the term. And then a comprehensive final exam that you will not have unlimited attempts on. You'll have 2 attempts for this final exam. The final exam is worth 5% of the grade. So that should separate the people that didn't really learn the material but managed to get through the quizzes. And so that should, if I did that right, should add up to 100% of the grade. Again, I just want to quickly recap. The syllabus and everything will be live sometime later today. Today is Monday, January 25th. So sometime later today, the syllabus and everything will be live. You'll be able to see that. The labs are organized so that everybody can learn the same material regardless of whether or not they're on campus. So if you're fully remote this term, you get to learn the same material that the people that are doing the on-campus labs get to learn. They'll get the benefit of getting a little bit extra reinforcement, and they'll have a chance to develop some muscle memory for pressing the buttons and things and get maybe more comfortable with the machine tools. But you'll be able to learn the content even if you're fully remote. I expect you to show up. We'll do two Zoom lectures every week that are focused on lecture topics. One day a week on Wednesdays, we'll do a Zoom as a group, but it'll be focused on the lab topics. So I expect you to come both to the lectures and the labs prepared to participate. It's especially teaching the Zoom. It's really hard to judge the students' understanding and reaction if they're not participating. So we will be doing in-class activities where you'll be getting into subgroups, talking for a little bit, and then coming back and reporting back to the class what you've learned. I expect everybody to be prepared to participate. And I'm assuming that you expect to learn something valuable in the class. One of our first activities in the class will be where you get a chance to tell me what exactly you expect to learn in the class. And that will help prepare me to make sure that I'm teaching what you want to learn. If you wait until the class is over to tell me you don't like the stuff that I was teaching, I could maybe adjust the way I'm teaching and what I'm teaching, but it can't help you learn better. So I want you to give me feedback if there's something special you want to learn, if there's something in particular that you don't feel like I explained it very well, I want you to tell me about that. But I especially want you to be prepared to participate in class. Yeah, that's it. So this is Professor Bergstrom. This was an overview of the ME1800 C21 syllabus. I'll see all of you in class on Thursday.